Mavis is a diesel engine belonging to the Farquhar Quarry Company. She's in charge of the stone trucks at the quarry, and when Toby is busy or there are too many trucks for him to manage by himself, Mavis is allowed to bring a loaded train down to Farquhar. She enjoys this because the journey gives her a chance to stretch her wheels. Besides, she sometimes finds it dull up at the quarry with no one to talk to but trucks. For most of the way, the line runs beside a road. Mavis is always very careful, especially at the place where Thomas once had an argument with a policeman. A road crosses the line here, and though there are warning signs, some of the cars and lorries come round the corner much too fast. They make Mavis nervous. "There'll be an accident one day," Mavis's driver often says as they pass the place, and she feels sure he's right. One day, Mavis was late. The trucks had been in all the wrong places, so she had to waste time sorting them out. As she came down the line, she felt them surge against her. "Stop pushing!" she growled at the misbehaving trucks. They neared the crossing, and Mavis saw a lorry coming towards them. "He'll stop when he sees us," she thought. But she couldn't have known that the lorry driver was new to the island. The last thing he expected to see was a train. Much too fast, the lorry approached the corner. Too late, the driver realized it was sharper than he expected. He swerved, and at that moment he saw Mavis halfway across the road. He braked hard and swung the steering wheel, but it was too late. "Ouch!" cried Mavis. "That hurt! I didn't push him over." Her driver laughed and jumped down. "No one's blaming you," he said, "but I hope the lorry driver is all right." The lorry's right-hand door was deep in the ditch, but now a figure could be seen struggling to climb out at the other side. Mavis's driver went to help. "Is that a train?" the man demanded. Mavis's driver laughed. "It certainly is," he said. "You must be new on the island, not to have seen us before." Mavis's front was bent, but she wasn't badly hurt. Her owner sent her to be mended, and asked her Topham hat if he could borrow Toby while she was away. "Because of your small water tank, Toby," he said, "we've arranged that you should bring loaded trucks down to Farquhar at lunchtime instead of later in the day. This way you can deliver the trucks and get water in one visit." Repairs to Mavis took longer than expected, and Toby became used to trundling off to the quarry each morning. Meanwhile, Terence helped Percy with shunting in the yard. "Adaptable," he boasted. "That's what my owner says. Go anywhere, do anything. That's me. Take my advice and scrap your rails. Broaden your outlook, like me." "Pah!" said Percy. "Me? Plow a field? I prefer to stay on my rails, thank you." "Steam engines really did plow once upon a time," Terence chuckled, "and ran on roads." The engines remembered Trevor, and had to admit that Terence was right about that. Time passed, and the weather became colder, with hard frost during the night. One night it was especially cold. The ground froze, and Toby felt chilly. "Brrr," he shivered, as he left the shed and set out along the line towards the quarry. When the ground freezes, it swells. At the road crossing where Mavis had her accident, the frost had swollen the earth in the ruts beside the rails, so much that Toby's wheels were lifted off the track. "Oh!" he exclaimed. "What's happening?" The line here curves away towards the quarry, but Toby, with no rails to guide him, simply went straight on. "Whoa there, Toby," said his driver at once, and put on the brakes as hard as he dared. Shakily, Toby stopped with all 6 wheels firmly on the roadway. "Oh dear," he said, looking at the grass verge in front of him. "Now what do we do?" His fireman jumped down. "No problem," he said. "With care we can get you back on the rails in no time." "I don't see how," said Toby sadly. Directed by the fireman, the driver carefully reversed Toby along the ruts his wheels had just made. At last, with a thud and a jolt, Toby felt the rails safely beneath his wheels once more. He heaved a sigh of relief. "Well done, Toby," said his fireman. "I'll spread a few hot ashes from your fire along here so that it doesn't happen again. Then we can get safely up to the quarry and no one will be any the wiser." But they reckoned without Sir Topham Hatt. When Mavis was home after being mended, he came to see the engines. "What's this I hear, Toby?" he asked. "Trying to be a traction engine, were you?" Toby blushed, but Sir Topham Hatt wasn't cross. Toby told him about Terence. Sir Topham Hatt laughed. "If I were you," he said, "I should leave the roads for what they are made for. You stay on the rails. You'll find them much more comfortable for a tram engine like you." Toby was quick to agree.